So mitochondria is the power plant or powerhouse of the cell. From there, it is involved in the protein synthesis due to the presence of circular DNA and ribosomes. Kwa hiyo inahusika kwenye protein synthesis kwa sababu ina circular DNA pamoja na ribosomes. Lakini ya tatu, it control heredity due to the presence of DNA. Ya nne, it help in the plant synthesis of LABA. Then it help in the process of antibody formation in animal. Kwa hiyo hivi vitu vingine hauwezi kuelewa for your level. Kwa mfano tukianza kuzungumzia mambo ya antibody formation, B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, you can't understand them. So you must just know that it help in antibody formation. It help in metabolism of calcium. Lakini pia in form of middle piece of sperm during maturation. Kwa mitochondria zina form middle piece ya sperm. It help to control water in the cytoplasm. Act as the storage part of the phosphate granule. It help in yolk formation during development of ovum. Lakini mitochondria are involved in the controlling cell cycle and cell growth. Mitochondria are involved in the cellular differentiation. Some cells differentiate by processing either many or few mitochondria. Kwa hiyo all of these, they are functions of mitochondria. So there are things to note here. Note, with all functions listed above, the major function of mitochondria is to generate energy for ATP. That's why it's called the powerhouse of the cell. Now going to adaptations of the mitochondria, mitochondria it has permeable double membrane ambayo ina allow diffusion of different materials kuingia na kutoka nje ya mitochondria. So we have materials such as acetyl coenzyme A and oxygen which enter the mitochondria, and we have materials such as carbon dioxide and the water which leave the mitochondria as waste product of respiration. Lakini presence of cristae which increase surface area ambayo tulisema kule mwanzoni. Matrix ina consist different enzymes for Krebs cycle. It has DNA which is circular and RNA which play a role in self-replication of the mitochondria. It has phosphate granule and ADP for formation of ATP. Lakini it is membrane are flexible. This enables it to move to a place where energy is needed. It has small size. Kwa hiyo small size give them large surface area to volume ratio, as we discussed the area in the concept of surface area. Another thing, it is enclosed or covered by two membranes. Hiyo ina help to separate mitochondria from the cytoplasm. Lakini pia presence of integral proteins in the membrane which form channel for transportation of materials across the mitochondria. Kwa kuna integral proteins. Lakini namba 10, matrix is an aqueous fluid allowing enzyme to work efficiently. Kwa hiyo kifupi ndio hivyo. Now let's touch a little about the endosymbiote theory or endosymbiote hypothesis. According to social endosymbiote hypothesis or social endosymbiote theory, mitochondria is considered as prokaryotic cell that has evaded in eukaryotic cell. Kwa hiyo mitochondria tunaamini kwamba ilikuwa kama seli fulani ambayo ni prokaryotic, it was a bacteria, ikaingia kwenye eukaryotic cell na ikawa inaishi mle. So the theory suggests that mitochondria and plastids, especially chloroplast, represent formerly free-living bacteria that were taken inside another cell as endosymbiotic. So zilichukuliwa kuingia ndani ya cell nyingine as endosymbiotic, kwamba organism ambao watalive within the cells, an organism that lives within the body or cell of another organism. Thus, mitochondria and chloroplast descended from bacteria that somehow survived endosymbiotic within another cell and become incorporated into cytoplasm. Cause ilitoka kwenye bacteria zikaingia ndani ya eukaryotic cell na zikawa zinaishi mle within cells. So mitochondria are thought to be originally derived from prokaryote bacteria, where chloroplast assumed to originate from cyanobacteria, yani blue-green algae. Kwa hiyo you can be asked about the endosymbiotic theory. This explains or believes that mitochondria and chloroplast, they were formerly free-living bacteria. Mitochondria were proteobacteria and chloroplast were cyanobacteria. So they invaded the eukaryotic cell and they started to live in relation with the eukaryotic cell. So biochemical evidence to prove that mitochondria and chloroplast derived from prokaryobacteria and cyanobacteria. We have some of the evidence. Hizo evidence manake zinaonyesha features kati ya mitochondria, chloroplast pamoja na eukaryotic cell. Kwa ukiambiwa andika similarities similarities za mitochondrial chloroplast pamoja na prokaryotic cell ndio hizi hapa. Ya kwanza ni circular and naked DNA which lie free in the matrix of mitochondria and stroma of chloroplast. Hizi inafanana moja kwa moja na prokaryotic cell ambazo zina circular DNA ambayo iko free pia. Lakini pili, mitochondria and chloroplast have smaller and fewer ribosomes, that is 7 ribosomes. Hizo pia ziko kwenye prokaryotic cell. Lakini ya tatu, new mitochondria and chloroplast are formed through the process of binary fission. Pia ukiangalia reproduction of the bacteria, it is by binary fission, that is a sexual reproduction. Ya nne, they are surrounded by two membranes which show difference in composition from other membrane of the cell. Kwa hiyo ukiangalia the membrane of chloroplast and the membrane of mitochondria, they are different from the membranes of the other organs of the cell, and they are similar to that of the prokaryotic cells. That's why we say they descended from bacteria. Ya tano, some proteins enclosed in nucleus are transported to the organelles. This shows increased dependence on the eukaryotic host cell after forming endosymbiosis. Kwa hiyo baadhi ya proteini ambazo ziko kwenye nucleus zinakuwa transported kwenda kwenye organelle. Kwa hiyo inaonyesha kwamba mitochondria na chloroplast wameonyesha kuitegemea cell pale ambapo walikuwa mfanya endosymbiosis. Lakini here we have some of the criteria to compare prokaryotes, chloroplast na mitochondria pamoja na eukaryotes. So for example in DNA, prokaryotes, chloroplast pamoja na mitochondria wana circular DNA. Here we have linear DNA. So our circular DNA not contained in chromosome, huku it is contained in chromosome. Not contained in nucleus, huku it is contained in nucleus. In ribosomes, our wana small 7 ribosomes. Then our wana large. Sensitivity to the antibodies, protein synthesis is inhibited by the chloramphenicol, not cyclohexamide. Wakati ku protein synthesis is inhibited by cyclohexamide, not chloramphenicol. So chloramphenicol hiyo ni antibiotics. Antibiotics maana yake ni dawa ambazo zinatibu bacterial infections. Huku protein synthesis inakuwa inhibited by hiyo dawa, lakini huku protein synthesis inakuwa inhibited na kitu kingine kabisa. Kwenye average diameter unakuta kwamba prokaryotic wana hiyo hapo, chloroplast wana hiyo hapo, mitochondria wana hiyo hapo. Katika kwenye eukaryotic kwa diameter hizi ndogo zina resemble kwamba inawezekana kabisa chloroplast and mitochondria they were formerly prokaryotics. So question, what makes a mitochondria act as an independent cell within a cell? So factors ni hizi ambazo tumesoma. Kwa nini mitochondria it is the cell within a cell? Ina DNA, so ina uwezo kureplicate. Ina ribosomes, kwa ina uwezo kutengeneza its own proteins. Ina reproduce by binary fission, kwa ina uwezo kufanya division peke yake. It has membranes, double membranes kama vile ambavyo iko cell. Kwa hiyo kuna reasons ambazo wanazitoa, lakini normally ni hizo. Na you can just review my notes in my Telegram group, unaweza kuzipata reason zaidi. So symbiotic nature of mitochondria. Mitochondria is considered as independent cell within another cell. This is because it has own DNA, hence able to control heredity and self-replication. It has its own ribosomes and hence capable of synthesizing its own proteins. Lakini pia it has enzymes and energy system of its own for different chemical reaction taking place in mitochondria. It has double membrane as that of the cell, a phospholipid bilayer. It has matrix analogous to the cytoplasm of the cell. Kwa ukiulizwa why mitochondria and chloroplast they are known as cell within a cell, reason ndio hizo hapo. Kwa study question hapa, explain the statement mitochondria is a bacterium and cell within a cell. Kwa explain statement reason nimeshakutajia. And why should the diameter of mitochondria fairly constant while the length is so variable? This is the BS question, so you can go in BS and you can just study it. So the next part is about plastids, and we have different types of plastids. Now, I think if I incorporate this in the same video, the lecture will be very long. Kwa hiyo ngoja niishie hapa. Then next part tutakuwa tuna discuss plastids. Be together with me when we be discussing about the placids, then can be together even in the next organelles. Thank you. Nice studies.